I'm gonna call to the stage. Start putting your hands together as I call to the stage. Tsunami. Tsunami. Yo, give it up till he comes hit the stage. Come on, y'all. Keep it going till he hits the stage. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. So man, y'all. It's a family affair, y'all.
I ain't named this one. I wrote this one just for this event, Black History Month. Hey, ready? Alright, so one Monday morning, I left the crib, was heading to the bus stop, passed a couple groups of black people, even though my trip was just around the block. Finally got to the bus stop, and it's exactly what you would expect. Missed it by a few seconds. The bus had just left. Looked across the street at the bodega. It was Dominican Johnny's spot. Then I remembered that Caribbean bodega that used to be on that same block. There was a Chinese store, Italian pizza shop, Korean liquor store, Caucasian check cashing, and the Vietnamese on the laundromat. We ain't on shit. Nah, I'm lying. Forgetting the barbershop. We had that. Even though the ratio was terrible, not even close to good. We own like 5% of the shops, but we paying rent in the whole neighborhood. So I thought back to that Caribbean bakery that had failed. Their beef patties went, but what else did they sell? The exact same thing they did at Johnny's spot. But those prices was about a dime more a pop. Then I start seeing the same cycle continually revolving. For a goddamn pocket full of dimes, I became part of the problem. And I ain't really saved no money at all, because Johnny's prices rose with that black bodega's fall. Yet here I am complaining about the lack of black businesses. When a black business comes, I feel to support the shit. I don't consult the new owners, ambitious black folk who just don't know the system, even though I'm waiting for the bus to take me to work. Where? The SCA's Business Development Division. I'm what's wrong with the black community, probably. We don't ever rally around each other to support economically. We spend all our time working for and complaining about the man, and then we get our checks and put it right back in his hands. We have no unity. I mean, we are people, but there's no real sense of community. Haven't you noticed? Divide and Conquer came out. I guess not, because there's still Crips against Bloods and North against South. I mean, why are we being so blind for? I guess it's true what they say. You could always hire one half to kill the other half for the poor. So they saying, let's get them through TV. Let's control them through the press. We'll always have one eye on them, making sure they can't see BS. So we watch the TV, they tell us we need what they put on the shelf. We neglect self-fulfillment and search for material wealth. I mean, just look at the clothes we wear. How was it worth $80 when you bought it? But now, after a year, it ain't even worth a wear. We letting the sly fox guide us. TV's become the firearm of Viacom. I mean, we petition to have the game put back on. And you see how they portray us? Successful in just two ways. Ball players and entertainers. Babies out of wedlock, dysfunctional family in the making, womanizers, cheaters, steroid taking. But we begged and begged to keep that show playing. There must be a simple way to bring us all to a cease without having to wait till later, because there goes my bus right up the street.
Yo, give it up one more time for Yo, true talk, like I gotta be real with you. Like normally I like to make jokes and all that, but I know I look like I'm in college, but I'm an English student at my old high school, Bishop Lockland in Fort Greene. Alright? And I told them today, I'm gonna tell you this story real quick before I call up the next artist. God was in the sky one day, And he told St. Peter to take a little relief. He said, I'm going to tell who comes into heaven, who don't. He said, first person that can ask me a question that I can't answer, I'm going to let through the doors. So all the philosophers, all the professors, all the teachers, all the scholars came up asking him questions and they couldn't make it. And the whole time, this one brother just sitting there smoking the herb. He put it down. He walked up to God, whispered in his ear and he said something. And God was like, you let him do. And the philosophers are like, yo, God, what did he ask you to get through? And he said, you really want to know? He said, yeah. And God said, he asked me, when is niggas going to get their shit together? Only the smart ones did not laugh. Yo, give it up one more time for Tsunami, y'all. We got to get it together.